Imagine yourself as part of a dynamic team in a modern office. Every week, you gather with your colleagues to discuss new projects, progress, and goals. The atmosphere is lively, filled with anticipation for the meeting to start. As you wait, you notice everyone around you pulls out their smartphones, checking notifications or reading the latest updates. It's a familiar scene in today's workplaces, where technology is ever present and often sets the tone for social interaction. This opening moment sets the stage for a deeper exploration into how our environment and the people around us can subtly influence our feelings and decisions, especially when it comes to material possessions and financial choices. As you glance around the meeting room, you can't help but notice that all your colleagues seem to have the latest, most expensive smartphones. Their devices are sleek, shiny, and packed with the newest features. In contrast, your own phone, though reliable and a faithful companion for years, suddenly feels outdated. At first, this difference doesn't bother you much, but as the conversation drifts toward new features and someone proudly shows off a cool function, you start to feel a subtle discomfort. It's a quiet, creeping feeling, almost like a background noise that grows louder with each passing week. This discomfort is a lot like the famous story of the frog in the pot of slowly heating water. The change is so gradual that it's barely noticeable at first, but over time the pressure builds. Each time someone mentions a new phone feature or shows off their device, your sense of being left behind grows. Eventually, this silent unease transforms into a desire to keep up, to not fall behind your peers. Without even realizing it, you find yourself considering an impulsive purchase, perhaps the latest phone, even if it means stretching your budget or taking on new debt. Social pressure can be subtle, like a pot of water slowly heating up. If we aren't aware of it, we might end up making decisions that hurt us in the long run. The desire to fit in, to be seen as successful or up-to-date, can push us toward choices that aren't always in our best interest. This is especially true when it comes to spending money on things we don't really need just to keep up appearances. Over time, these small decisions can add up, leading to financial stress and regret. Think about a wedding, a joyful event filled with celebration and strong emotions. When it's time to catch the bouquet, excitement takes over. Even though you know it's just a symbolic game, the emotion is so powerful that you find yourself stretching and pushing to catch it. This tug-of-war between emotion and reason doesn't just happen at weddings. It's present whenever we face tempting offers or luxury items. The emotional pull can be so strong that it overrides our logical thinking, leading us to make purchases we might later regret. When we see something we desire, a designer bag, the latest gadget, emotion often takes the driver's seat. We feel an intense urge to buy, to own, to experience the thrill of something new. But once the excitement fades, guilt can set in. We realize we spent more than we should have, and a sense of emptiness follows. This emotional roller coaster creates a cycle: excitement, purchase, regret. It's a constant battle between emotion and reason, and giving in to the moment can have lasting consequences for our finances. Social media has become a modern version of Plato's cave. We scroll through carefully curated photos, perfect vacations, exclusive dinners, luxury brands. These images create the illusion of a flawless life. But behind every post, there are real people with their own financial struggles and insecurities. We often forget this, believing that everyone else's life is perfect. This belief can drive us to spend money on things we don't need, just to feel like we belong in that ideal world. We buy luxury cars, branded clothes, or the latest phone, thinking these things will help us fit into that picture-perfect world we see online. But social approval is fleeting. After the initial excitement, what remains are the shadows of debt and anxiety. True freedom doesn't come from others' approval, but from living within our means and staying true to our values. This realization can be a turning point in how we approach money and happiness. Financial psychology explores how our emotions, thoughts, and habits shape the way we handle money. For many, spending becomes a way to seek external validation or to ease stress. It's like an emotional escape, a quick fix for anxiety or insecurity. But this constant search for approval through material things is not only fleeting, it's also expensive. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward making healthier financial decisions. Imagine someone feeling incomplete or anxious, deciding to buy expensive clothes or gadgets to fill that void. The satisfaction is real, but only for a moment. Eventually, the thrill fades, but the debt remains. True financial wisdom requires a shift in mindset. Instead of spending to impress, spend to grow and find peace of mind. Those who achieve financial intelligence understand that chasing approval is a never-ending cycle that drains both energy and resources. People with high financial intelligence know that spending to impress others is a losing game. It's a constant drain that pulls us away from true happiness. Instead, they focus on investing in what genuinely improves their lives, not just what soothes a temporary insecurity. This mindset is common among financially stable individuals and serves as a reminder that the real goal is to invest in lasting value, not fleeting satisfaction. When we set our financial priorities, we're making choices that directly impact our quality of life. Take the example of a student who chooses to save for a motorcycle instead of buying expensive clothes or gadgets. This decision allows them to get home earlier, enjoy dinner with family, rest better, and save time and money on transportation. The true value of a purchase lies in whether it genuinely improves our daily life. Establishing clear priorities gives our money a purpose. For example, we might choose to save for an emergency fund, invest in education, or plan a family vacation. Unlike impulsive purchases, decisions based on well-defined priorities bring lasting satisfaction. We're investing in what matters most and what will benefit us in the long run. Learning to say no to superficial expenses is really saying yes to what truly matters for our life and future. Hedonic adaptation is a psychological phenomenon that explains why the happiness from material purchases is often short-lived. When we buy something new, a car, a phone, luxury shoes, we experience a spike in happiness. But soon we adapt to the new possession and the excitement fades. This creates a cycle where we feel the need to keep buying new things to recapture that feeling, but each purchase is less satisfying than the last. This endless cycle of buying to chase happiness is like running on a hamster wheel. It never really ends. Instead of investing in material things that quickly lose their appeal, putting our resources into experiences can bring more lasting satisfaction. Experiences like travel, family dinners, or pursuing a passion create memories and learning that have a positive impact on our long-term well-being. Psychological studies suggest that experiences generate more happiness and well-being than material possessions. Experiences become part of our identity and relationships, while objects tend to lose value over time. When we understand the value of investing in what truly enriches our lives, we start to free ourselves from the constant need to accumulate things. Let's consider another example. Someone buys a top-of-the-line computer with money they really couldn't spare. The initial excitement is intense and they feel proud to show it off to friends. But soon after, an opportunity arises for a unique trip with friends, something they had long wished for. Checking their account, they realize they can't afford it because of their recent purchase. This is a clear example of how prioritizing material possessions can make us miss out on priceless experiences. Material possessions tend to lose value or become outdated, while experiences often gain meaning and enrich our lives as time goes by. Understanding this helps us make financial decisions that truly nourish our lives and bring us closer to what really matters: connections, personal growth, and lasting memories. True wealth isn't about showing off, it's built and maintained with humility and a long-term vision. Truly prosperous people understand that discretion is a way to protect both their peace and their assets. Unlike those who seek to impress with status symbols, the truly wealthy know that their financial security comes from freedom and the opportunities their wealth provides, not from what others think. Observing people with significant wealth, it's common to see that many avoid flashy brands or ostentatious luxuries. This discreet approach is a strategic choice. By living with moderation, they avoid attracting the attention of opportunists or envious people and surround themselves with those who appreciate them for who they are, not what they own. This modest lifestyle allows their wealth to grow even more, giving them control and avoiding wasteful spending. Freedom of choice and the peace of mind that come with this approach are worth more than any material possession. Living with intention and moderation means you're not tied to the opinions of others, but instead focused on your own goals and well-being. This mindset is a key ingredient in building lasting wealth and happiness. Displaying wealth often attracts more problems than admiration. Showing off can spark envy and sometimes draws in false friends, people who only want to be close for personal gain. It's like walking through a forest with a piece of meat surrounded by lions. The attention you attract isn't always positive and can put your emotional and financial stability at risk. Desire to display wealth can lead to a vicious cycle of spending and debt. Instead of saving and building a solid foundation, those who seek to impress end up sacrificing their financial stability to maintain an image. Choosing discretion helps us avoid these problems and build relationships based on authenticity. People who truly value us will stay, regardless of what we own. Greatest wealth we can have is the support of people who care about us for who we are, not for what we possess. Authentic relationships are built on trust and mutual respect, not material displays. When we focus on building genuine connections, we create a support network that lasts far longer than any luxury item ever could. Building true wealth is a slow but steady process, much like the growth of a strong tree that can withstand any storm. For those who truly want financial freedom, the path is consistent and focused on well-thought-out decisions, not on the need for external validation. Sometimes the quietest success is the most solid and rewarding, because it's not tied to others' approval but to a sense of purpose and a well-lived life. Just like in the fable of the tortoise and the hare, it's the one who moves forward steadily and consistently who ultimately goes the farthest. Cultivating a life of discipline and purpose, focused on internal growth and security, helps us build wealth that lasts. This approach brings peace and a sense of accomplishment that no material possession can match. True happiness doesn't depend on the gaze of others, but on the peace of knowing that our decisions are bringing us closer to a full and free life. When we focus on what truly matters, our values, our relationships, and our personal growth, we find a deeper sense of satisfaction that material things can't provide. It's important to recognize the triggers that lead us to impulsive spending. Whether it's social pressure, emotional stress, or the influence of advertising, being aware of these triggers helps us pause and reflect before making a purchase. This self-awareness is a powerful tool in building better financial habits and avoiding unnecessary debt. Advertising is designed to tap into our emotions and create a sense of urgency or desire. Marketers know how to make us feel like we're missing out if we don't have the latest product. Recognizing these tactics can help us resist the pressure and make choices that align with our true needs and values. Financial resilience means having the strength to withstand setbacks and avoid being swayed by fleeting trends. It's about creating a buffer like an emergency fund or savings that gives us peace of mind and flexibility. This resilience is built over time through consistent habits and smart decision-making. Learning to say no to unnecessary expenses is a powerful skill. It's not about depriving ourselves, but about making room for what truly matters. Each time we choose not to spend on something superficial, we're saying yes to our long-term goals and well-being. One of the best investments we can make is in ourselves, whether it's through education, learning new skills, or pursuing passions. These investments pay off in ways that material possessions never can, enriching our lives and opening up new opportunities for growth and fulfillment. Spending money on others, whether through gifts, charity, or helping friends, can bring a deeper sense of satisfaction than buying for ourselves. Generosity strengthens our relationships and creates a sense of community, reminding us that true wealth is often found in giving, not just receiving. Everyone makes financial mistakes at some point. The key is to learn from them and use those lessons to make better choices in the future. Reflecting on past regrets can help us identify patterns and avoid repeating them, turning setbacks into stepping stones for growth. Building wealth and achieving financial freedom takes time. Patience is essential, as quick fixes and shortcuts rarely lead to lasting results. By staying focused on our goals and making steady progress, we can build a solid foundation for the future. It's important to celebrate the small victories along the way, like paying off a debt, reaching a savings goal, or resisting an impulse buy. These moments of progress keep us motivated and remind us that every step forward counts. Having a clear sense of purpose gives direction to our financial decisions. When we know what we're working toward, whether it's security, freedom, or supporting loved ones, it's easier to stay disciplined and make choices that align with our values. Simplicity in our spending and lifestyle can bring a sense of peace and contentment. By focusing on what truly matters and letting go of the need for excess, we create space for joy and fulfillment. Simplicity is not about having less, but about making room for more of what enriches our lives. Comparing ourselves to others, especially on social media, can lead to dissatisfaction and unnecessary spending. Remember, what we see online is often just a highlight reel, not the full picture. Staying focused on our own journey helps us avoid the pitfalls of comparison and make choices that are right for us. Practicing gratitude for what we have can shift our mindset from scarcity to abundance. When we appreciate our current blessings, we're less likely to chase after things we don't need. Contentment is a powerful antidote to the pressures of consumer culture. Passing on healthy financial values to the next generation is one of the most valuable gifts we can give. Teaching children about saving, budgeting, and the importance of experiences over possessions helps set them up for a lifetime of financial well-being. Surrounding ourselves with people who share our values and support our goals makes it easier to stay on track. A strong support network offers encouragement, accountability, and inspiration, helping us navigate challenges and celebrate successes. Ultimately, the most important thing is to stay true to yourself. Make financial decisions that reflect your own values and priorities, not what others expect. Authenticity brings peace and confidence, allowing you to build a life that's genuinely fulfilling. The journey to financial freedom is unique for everyone. It's a path filled with learning, growth, and self-discovery. By focusing on what truly matters and making intentional choices, we can build a life of abundance, security, and lasting happiness. The end, building true wealth is about more than money. It's about living with purpose, making thoughtful decisions, and valuing what really matters. When we let go of the need for external approval and focus on our own growth and well-being, we create a life that's rich in every sense of the word. True wealth is quiet, steady, and deeply rewarding, bringing peace, freedom, and fulfillment that lasts a lifetime.